All right, all right, all right. I am live. So, hello, Zen Friends. Welcome to a special Friday evening session where I'm coming back on to finish up all the readings from the earlier session. I have the list of how the readings will be completed in the description box of the video. I'll start off with donations, and then I'll move to the YouTube channel members, and then the free readings for the non-channel members. So you can take a look to see where we're going to be in those. I do have 5 donations, and if ChloeJade, if you are watching right now, I didn't see any questions, so I think you came in at the very end, and but I don't have chat in these sessions, which is something I want to make sure everyone else knows too, because I'm not taking any new questions. So when I have a chat, everyone comes in and starts asking questions. So that's why when I come back on for these sessions, I don't have a chat. But to send me your question, my email address is in the description box of the video, brettazen@gmail.com. I have my email up. So if you'll send me your question, you're fifth. So if you're here, Chloe, just make sure to send me an email with your question and I'll get it in the session. Um, yeah, so rather than doing like a general reading, I'd rather, I'm sure you have specific question maybe. So it'll be just a little bit before I get to you anyway here. So you have time to send me your question, Chloe. Um, Yeah, and so I'm not taking any new questions. This is just to make up for all the ones I didn't complete in my earlier session this evening. But I'll be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, as well as tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and also, of course, back on Sunday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. If you'd like to catch me then. All right. All right. So let me scooch this over here so I can see a little better. There we go. So up first, we do have Miss K, and thank you guys so much. Big thank you for your patience and getting to your readings here. And I know it's been a couple hours instead of just an hour, but we went longer in our praying mantis. We had a lot of great messages coming through. So Spirit, I don't run things. I'm just the employee. All right. So Miss K, you are up first. Thank you so much for your donation. You wanted to know, do you see you finding love again this year? All right, let's take a look here. Is there love coming for you this year? Based on current energies, we'll see what we have here, what they want you to know. None of those. But they do want those. All right. And then that one there. All right. See what we got going on here. Okay. Sorry. You have the Queen of Fire on the bottom of the deck, the Queen of Wands. That's how I was like, ooh hoo hoo. Wands is the suit of passion and all of that. But there is a great message that comes with the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Fire. She holds the Ace of Wands, which is all has to do with possibilities and choice and movement of passion, movement of creativity. But it is an action energy. And when the Queen of Wands holds the magic wand, it does tell you that you're able to, um, you know, um, change the world of possibilities for the future. So that means it is possible for you to find love this year, but it has a lot to do with where you're focusing your energy. And I'm sure with all these cards we got here, we'll get more clarity on that. But it is within your power to draw love into your life. And I feel like we're going to be talking about the what type of love, right? Because if I focus on my fears and focus on what I don't want to find in someone, guess what? I draw that in. It may be a short love if that happens, right? Or as we raise our own love vibration and we focus on higher vibration of gratitude and things we loved about people and the things that we love about ourselves, that changes us and draws in things that match that higher energy, right? So that is that kind of energy that's here. But we'll dive in here. Let's see what we've got. These two cards came out together. You do have the Hierophant and the Four of Wands. So there is this energy here. Hierophant is all about seeing things from a higher perspective, seeing things from the capital T truth of unconditional love, which has to do with letting go of thoughts and beliefs of small t truths rooted in fear, the supposed to be's, the should be's, the need to be's, specifically around with the Four of Wands here, marriage. It's a marriage card that is coming in. And so there is this, um, who is someone supposed to be? What is my future spouse supposed to be like, or future partner? And uh, who are they supposed to be in the partnership, and what's the partnership, how is it supposed to come about, and how is it supposed to progress, and where is it supposed to end up, and who am I supposed to be in this partnership, and who am I even just supposed to be in? There's all these opinions that we grow up with, right? That just it's almost like prison becomes a marriage of expectation. It becomes a prison of expectation and a cage instead of something where it's sharing and overflowing this beautiful love with each other, right? That's what happens when we have expectations that come in like that, right? So we do have that there. Um, and then you have the hermit. So there has been a time here, this is about being alone, but taking this alone time here to connect to the higher things, to with the hierophant and the hermit together. It's about, all right, reveal to me those beliefs that don't serve me anymore that I can release. Because when we have a bunch of expectations, we will focus on what something's not being instead of being grateful for the things we love about something. And that's what sucks the life out of a relationship, right? Is all that expectation. So there is this little bit of time here of hermitude, of where you're releasing these things so that you'll draw in something that matches you more. Yeah, and then you have the Council of Monarchs, which is the Emperor energy. The Emperor energy for you with all this that's unfolding here is about you deciding what it is you truly want. What's great with everything we've been talking about, the Emperor has like a throne room full of all these people, right? All these advisors, all these self-appointed advisors that are telling them about, how all that's supposed to be, what a relationship is supposed to be. Kind of, you think of all the movies where the emperor is single and they're like, well, this is the kind of empress you're supposed to have, and this is who your partner is supposed to be, and how everything's supposed to blah, 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 blah. All these opinions, right? But at some point, the emperor realizes, I'm the emperor of my empire. I'm in charge. So everyone, thank you for your opinions. Please clear the throne room. I'm going to make decisions about what I want, and I'm going to put a plan together, and I'm going to put action behind it. And that's what's unfolding here is really this period of time with the hermit is sitting going, all right, let me get out of my head of all the opinion I've gotten. What is it that I want? Right. And then we kind of in a way surrender to the creator and going, creator. And we tell the creator who we want by gratitude for everyone that we've ever experienced having those things and those things that I recognize within myself, right? So I love that. Let's see what's underneath these four cards underneath here. So you got the strength card. It's also a period of time of getting to know yourself because it's the human self connecting to the higher self. And um, and there is that, energy realizing that I can't love anyone more than I love myself, nor receive love from others more than I love myself. So there is also this hermit energy of as you're getting to know yourself and expanding your self love, that gives you the ability to give and receive love to the humans in your life in a bigger way too. So whenever we're waiting and we've surrendered to the creator, going, I would love to have a partner and have love in my life. And then we just start gratitude around it instead of, doing the other, right? So I I love that because it's good as you're raising your love vibration, you get to experience that love there, experience the love this way. It's a win, 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 win. But you also, as you're raising your love vibration, it speeds things up. It draws them to you faster too. And you got the Knight of Fire. Yeah, Knight of Wands, the fast movement, right? The passion. There is the spark and um as you're developing and raising your self-love even more, the Night of Fire is about living your passion, seeking after your passion, not trying to find love, being like your hobby, right? It's doing creative things, doing things you love in the outside world. That's where you'll meet them, is doing things you love. They're doing things they love. You bump into one another and there's a spark. And then a relationship organically grows, whereas the other feels like you're trying to fill a position in a company and, putting an ad in the paper, interviewing, um, taking resumes, doing background checks. You hire them, they lie it on their resume, you end up firing them, then you just have to try to replace them, right? That's like, no, but the other is that you're experiencing who someone is, as you're living your passion. And I love that for you. Yeah, we do have the temperance card coming in, which is it's one of the patience cards, but it's also the alchemy. It's going back and forth. Something will slowly evolve. And so it's not going to be, you meet someone and you're off to Vegas to marry him. It's a relationship grows through living your passions with that energy. Yep. And you have the magician. So we're coming back here full circle. Queen of Wands, whatever you focus your energy on is how this grows and expands. And so it's being aware of what love you're drawing in, right? What am I focusing my energy on? If I'm focusing, I want love, I need love, that's lack energy because it's like I'm not recognizing that I have love right now in my life. And if I'm, um, and that pushes love further away. Whereas when we have the gratitude for the love we do have in our lives, which, not romantic, right? But the love that we have, and then the gratitude for the love we've had in the past, the things we loved about them, that is what draws things in, right? So I love that. And then your last card here, you've got the Knight of Water. Yep. So this is confirming if we were wondering, we've got this, energy of movement of love, romance, especially. Um, they're even singing you a song. Maybe they're going to be a guitar player, but we'll pull here also an Ostara Oracle for you. See what they're bringing in here for you for spring, see what other messages they want to bring. And then also we'll pull either an affirmations or guardian angel and see what your after dinner mint is. So from the Ostara Oracle, what else would they like you to know right now? So Miss K. All right, Chloe, thank you so much for sending the email. I'm so excited. Okay. None of those yet. Focus, Miss K, Miss K. I don't want to pull in anyone else's energy. Okay, there we go. So yours is astrological new year. Yep, happy new year. Whole new beginning with springtime here. Card number 5. What may have seemed to have an end is just beginning to fully breathe. Wow, I love that. Promising energy, right? And so this is all about starting from the beginning, renewed energy, and second chance. So for many, the new year begins on January 1st, but for the astrologically minded mystic, the new year rings in on the spring equinox, the beginning of the zodiac sign of Aries. So receiving this card is like getting a chance to hit the reset button. What you've asked about is soon to get a second wind, renewed energy, or a chance at a redo. If someone from your past has come into your life recently, or you've wondered if you'll ever connect with a certain someone again, then the answer is likely yes. Not only will they make an appearance, but this is your chance to right some old wrongs. You will both be in a new place energetically, maturing in a way that will lead to better communication, thoughtfulness, and deeper understanding of one another's needs. And if you're single and looking, I wonder if you are. Pulling this card could mean your past holds the key to your shot at love. You can't make it up. I love it. For all other readings, this card is assigned to review something from your past. While it may not seem like it, drawing this card means things aren't over yet. Nothing's off the table, whether it's an idea, business, relationship, hobby, job, or location. You still have to work I'm sorry, you still have work to do in this area, as we said, but I'm sorry, but this time either you or external forces surrounding you, such as advancements in technology, changes to rules or laws, new management, and so on, have grown in a way that will lead you to a much more positive outcome. I love that. So perfect. And then, yes, let's go to a guardian angel here and see what the guardian angel, what their final message is here for you. Okay, that's the one here. Sorry, heart cards, sometimes hard to shuffle. Okay, there we go. So here's your guardian angel, and your messages um, about the guardian angels. Oh, I love this. So they're saying we each have at least one guardian angel who lovingly oversees all the events of our lives. Guardian angels are messengers of light whose divine mission is to protect and guide humanity along its sacred journey. Their love for each of us is unconditional, so no matter what you do or don't do, you're always worthy of their love. Wow. So they're guiding you on this path uh, towards love, but you have so much love in your life right now too. So I love that. So that's what they have for you, Miss K. So many blessings to you. Scroll, scroll, scroll. All right. And then up next, we do have Maria P. Hey, Maria. Thank you so much for your donation. Got your questions right here. Let me just bring it over. All right. So let's dive in here and find out what are Walter's feelings and thoughts towards you today after your lunch date. Ooh. All right. So, what after your lunch date? What are thoughts and feelings? Okay, come on. There we go. And then, what's happening in the dark place? Whoa. I know the dark side. I'm like, that's a little personal. All right. Wow. Okay. And then these are for what's coming towards you and Walter this weekend. Okay, so we do got those. And we do want that one, and that one right here. Okay. So let's find out what we got going on here. So after your lunch date to date, what are their thoughts and their feelings? So we got the Chariot. Oh, yeah. So Chariot is a joy and victory card and a movement card. Um, it's like all the four horses, all the four knights in one. Movement of mental energy, movement of emotions, movement of passion and that energy, and movement of the physical world too. Yeah, I got the Knight of Water, especially, here's the Knight of Cups and emotions. So great emotional movement with all this being emphasized, and the Four of Fire, joy, 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 joy. Um, and I like all this. They were very, I was gonna say, moved. They were moved um, with it today. Just I feel like with this Aries energy, all this eclipse energy, I feel like it's funny. Okay, I'm gonna tell you how your spirit guides are bringing it in, and no offense to anyone with anything spirit says, of course, but he felt like a pregnant woman. It's like he almost like was so emotionally moved that it's like and you have been being a mom, and probably every woman that has been pregnant can probably relate to, is like a Hallmark commercial comes on and you're like, oh, it's so beautiful. That's what the energy that's coming in. He was very emotionally moved today, so his heart really, a lot of movement there. That's hilarious, right? So that's what they have for that. I feel like that's enough for now. All right. And then what's happening in the dark side? I mean, all these. Let's see what we've got going on here. Okay. So, Eight of Swords, which is they're really becoming aware of their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have made them feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted. So they're doing a lot of thinking about what's going on over there, and I just feel like, they do feel like, why did I feel so trapped before, and where is all this coming from? So they're doing some deep diving in there. Yeah, the judgment card. This seeing things from a higher perspective. But the little XX on here, with the judgment card too, it's almost like a resurrection energy in a way. But they're realizing and seeing things from a bigger perspective, and that makes sense with this eight of air here too. That they've been doing a lot of thinking about, how did I get here? What are all these expectations? Why do I feel trapped? Why do I feel, you know, um, just all this anxiety and all this stress? What's the root of it, right? And they got the seven of water, tons of emotions all over the place. Yeah, maybe he is being hormonal. Men have hormones too. But there's just a ton of emotion. Um, there's been some really cool stuff with their son, with their child, right? Just some real bonding and good experiences with them. Some progress, some pride. Feel like they took a test and they passed it, and they had been helping him study, and they're like, wow. And then you know, but there's a lot of the stress and anxiety that's there too, right? Got the Elder of Water, King of Cups, which there's this balance between head and heart. So I feel like even though there's a lot of stress and stuff that's happening, I feel like they're oddly, it's almost like it became like so much stuff going on that they just kind of, I don't want to say they became numb, but it's just like at some point you're just like, I just got to surrender to the flow because it's like you're trying to swim to go upriver and you're exhausted. You just kind of stop and you just kind of go with the flow because you don't have any energy to fight with everything that's going on. And I'm just gonna go with it. And that's, I kind of feel the energy that has come in here. Yeah. Yeah. And I like this because, the Two of Cups, this is your relationship, and the Ace of Wands. This is what, when they spend time with you, it is like a recharge. It is this breath of fresh air. You're like, you're like, now they're showing me a phone recharging cord, and you plug in to each other, and it's like his recharge. He just is like, I'm in red. I'm at 1% in my battery, but you're a fast charger too. Those ones that it's like you give them a lot of energy spending time with you. It's not that you give it, right? It's your energy allows them to energize themselves. So I like that. And what's coming towards you guys this weekend? All right. So, Six of Cups, there's a lot of stuff going on with children here this weekend. Two of Wands is power of choice coming in here, but two opportunities for you guys this weekend. Let's see what these are about. Yeah, you have the Five of Earth. So, and this energy, the Five of Pentacles, the feeling of lack, feeling abandoned, feeling left out in the cold, feelings of not enough. So they're saying here, with the Two of Wands, if I focus on those expectations and um, like focus on, wow, today I'm so grateful that when we get together today with this and this and this and this, I'm so grateful for all the times we get together. I'm grateful for that and that. That brings in more of those opportunities. If I'm like, well, that was good, but I want this and I want this and I want this, it pushes away and then you don't get to see each other at all. So it's important to know that, right? It's like, woo. And if you choose the other, well, here's the Five of Water too. So all of these choosing lower vibration, both of these fives are about move it from lower vibration to higher vibration, from expectations and fear and lack and need and want. to gratitude, 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 right? Yeah, and the 10 of swords. So this is all this. um 10 of swords is letting go of expectations, and the 5 of earth and the 5 of water is about changing all of those perspectives there, because right now, um based on current energies, if we have that focus of lack, it's like there isn't any. But if you change that, then you guys do have interaction this weekend. But the energy right now feels like it's pushing it away. So something to look at, and then we'll pull here an Ostara oracle for springtime. See what else they want you to know about spring, the next 3 months of with you guys' relationship. That'll give us some more clarity. So I'm just putting all these cards back in here. More and more and more. There you go. So let's see what we got here for you, Maria. All right, here we go. And you have a tea party. I'm going to have a little tea party. All right, card number 42 says an escape is inviting in the enchantments that seek to come alive. Ooh, that sounds interesting. This is whimsy meets elegance, youthfulness infused in a grown up affair. So this says, you are cordially invited to our tea party, a celebration of elegance meeting frivolity, whimsy, and joy. It may appear to be a grown up affair, but step through our fragrant portal of jasmine trellises, and you will find we are quite lighthearted and a bit silly. We laugh, we sing, and we nibble on sweet treats colored in shades of pastels, while all manner of flora and fauna dance around. To attend such a gathering is to step outside space and time, where you will find your troubles simply melt away, at least for a few hours. Wow. Sounds like what you guys do now, right? That little time away, the pocket. The fun doesn't have to end when the tea party is over. You can take the sparkle and delight with you and infuse it into every part of your day if you choose. You're holding this card as an invitation to sneak a little bit of enchantment into your world. You can be responsible while adding a touch of your personal flair. You may wear an eccentric nail polish, write with colorful pens, or choose your favorite show tune for your ringtone. Perhaps your jewelry is a delightful array of hares. I was like rabbits, hares and robins, or you always have a silk scarf tied here or there. So it may seem like foolish flights of fancy or perhaps immature to some, but that doesn't matter if a touch of your personal expression brings joy to your heart. A final note, whimsy doesn't only appear in physical things. Your personality or quirks and how you communicate with the world, giving hugs to strangers or playing Christmas music in June, are also expressions of your youthful spirit. I like that. Tea parties, letting your inner child, let this spring be a time of play, play, play in your relationship. And I like that. So instead of being so serious, expectations, what's not happening, blah, 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 fear, 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 right? It's play, enjoy the moments, let it be playtime, you know, and don't get caught up in all that other crap. That's funny. Your spirit guides are always hilarious. So, and then we're going to pull in the Furminators card here for you. This is your thing. Yeah, gentleness. Gentleness, little cloud there. It says, I speak with gentleness and I listen with gentleness. I align with the gentlest part of myself and I take joy in being receptive, open, and unafraid. I'm like a baby deer who's best friends with a baby elephant. The baby elephant wraps its little trunk around your shoulders. Oh my. And we lie down gently on the grass, daydreaming and talking about what sorts of humans the clouds look like. See, that's fun. Laying on your back, looking at the clouds. It's that fun, fun energy and focus on fun and joy and enjoyment. not on where it's supposed to go and what is it supposed to be and what's next. And come on, we've got to get ahead, right? It's all about coming back to your joy. So I love that for you. And that is what they have for you, Maria. So many blessings to you. All right. Okay, and then up next, we do have Sun and Moon. Thank you so much for your donation. And so you asked here, will ML and SM accept the contract that you submitted? Also, how will their efforts impact the outcome? And then you asked, also, what do ML and SM's their thoughts about you? Okay, great. I'm just going to take a quick sip here. So, first of all, will they accept the contract that you submitted? Okay. And then, will their efforts impact the outcome? Whoa. Almost went flying off the table there. All right. And then, what are their thoughts about you? Okay. So I got that there. Bottom of the tech, bottom, well, I almost don't want to say, almost cussed. The bottom of the deck. Page of air, page of swords. This is about clarity that comes in here. Um, and I like it. It's a positive card. That, through this situation with him, you do gain a lot of clarity about yourself, about your life, about next steps, about where you're headed, about what you want in life, what you don't want in life. It just brings a lot of kind of clears the fog away. So I like that. So let's take a look. First of all, will they accept the contract that you submitted? You've got, two fours. So very balanced energy. Four of Pentacles is a solid foundation in the outside world. And they call it the Council of Monarchs, which is the Emperor card, the major arcana number 4. It feels positive with that, the 4 of Pentacles. So ultimately, I feel like that a contract will be accepted. But with the Emperor energy, this is Aries energy. It's all about new beginnings, but it also is this energy of like an emperor being surrounded with a lot of people giving him opinions and recommendations and this and that. And then the emperor going, okay, thank you. And then they decide what they want. They put a plan together and they take action toward it. So I feel like with this energy, there's a little bit of, and this could be where the clarity comes into with the Page of Swords, that they're like, I like all of this, but can we talk about this piece? Like they want to kind of alter something and maybe edit something or change something. And so I feel like there's just a little bit of that that comes in there. So I feel like it will be accepted, but it's about a little bit of wiggle room on something that they want to change in the contract. So be prepared for that. Um, will their efforts impact the outcome? We've got the Ace of Water, which is heightened emotion, happy emotion, a good change of emotion. We got the Justice card. There is this balancing energy that comes in with the Justice card, bringing clarity, different perspectives around things that help balance things out. So I feel like that is very much that it impacts the outcome, but it's a happy impact. Yeah, and Six of Fire, victory. So they definitely, it helps. It helps success. It helps that. I like the Six of Wands energy too, because it's like an equal giving and receiving, that you both are putting in effort that helps toward it too with that Six of Wands. So I like that energy there. And then you wanted to know, like, what are their thoughts about you? So I feel like we've got ML and SM. So ML, temperance. Their ML is a little bit more, they don't jump to quick conclusions about people. They're very patient. It's alchemy. They really watch and develop opinion over time. Um, so they're very much an observer and an information gatherer, and so the jury is still out. They're still just taking it all in. Um, but they also feel you are a temperate person, meaning you're patient and um, yeah, they don't feel rushed. They don't feel pressured by you, and so that's good energy. Yeah, and then SM, so they see you as Queen of Air, very much someone who's balanced between head and heart. And I feel like SM is like very much on board. I feel like they immediately connected with you because it's also the card of very compatible partnership. And I feel like they immediately, I feel like they were like, oh my God, yes, we see eye to eye and we look at things the same way. And I feel like there was just this, they're like, yeah, we're going to get along great. But ML, they aren't like, no, you're not. They're like, I just want to get to. They don't jump to conclusions, right? So I like that. It feels like ML is more like an earthy, grounded person that takes time to make decisions. The Knight of Pentacles, like forever and ever, and I feel like SM's more like a fire sign where they're like, I get it, let's go, boom, yes, they immediately know what they want or don't want. So I like it. It's good energy there. And then we'll also pull an Ostara Oracle, see what else they want you to know here about your situation and spring, but more so on the energy of your questions here. And then we'll give you a after dinner mint little card too. So, all right, well, here we go. Here's your card. And you have Grasshopper, card number 18. And that says the whispers of your desires are guiding you to trust the unfolding of your story. Wow. Wonderful reminder there. This energy of quantum leaps, good luck, and a soul song. So it says grasshoppers are a nearly universal symbol of good luck when they appear, and the same is true when this card hops into your spread. Its presence is an almost guaranteed sign of success, regardless of your question. But there is still work to be done, exactly as we were saying, right? Grasshopper encourages you to make a leap and act on your plans without delay. What is your heart telling you to do at this moment? Listen carefully, and you will hear your soul song gently singing the instructions for your next steps. You can trust in what you're feeling and should act accordingly. The shadow side of this card is discounting the guidance provided by your spirit before making a leap. So you can expect things to move along quickly when this card appears, but if you leap without a sense of direction, or if you move ahead with a choice that is not in alignment with your soul song, you may face unnecessary detours and dangers that could easily be avoided. You will still be on the path towards success. It will just take a little bit longer than it needs to. So there is this little bit about being true to yourself and your soul. Don't get stubborn in your brain, but what's your soul song? If you're like this, especially with this edit, when it comes back, you can go, no, it doesn't feel right in my heart. But if it feels right in your heart, but your mind is like, well, I don't know, but just close your eyes, open your heart, and go, this is good. This matches me. I'm good. Or if you're like, well, your heart's like, well, how about instead of going that, we go this? And they're like, yeah, we can work with that. So don't be afraid to stand up and work toward, ask what you want as well. So it doesn't mean like, don't fear and go, okay, I'll take what you want. Say, okay, I see where you're coming from. Could we maybe alter it a little bit more this way? And we'll see what they say, right? Right. And then your Affirminators card here is your um, after dinner mint. So let's see what else they want you to know. I want this one right here. And you've got positive thinking. Yes. Positive thinking brings positive results. In the garden of my mind, I water the good thoughts and weed out the bad ones. I throw in forgiveness and empathy seeds by the handful if I want, and I take a lawnmower to that jealousy and resentment patch. I'm a pretty badass mind gardener. So watch your thoughts, right? All right. I love that for you. So that's what they have for you, sun and moon. So many blessings to you. All right. Hang in, everybody. I know these take a little longer when we deep dive into donations. I just have two more, and then we'll begin the free readings. Those will move a little faster for everyone. Okay. So, MBB 604, hello, hello. Thank you for your donation. And how will your weekend go? All right. Let's take a look. So, I'm just going to take a sip of tea here. All right. How will your weekend go? Okay. We do like that one. We do like that. And we do have these. And this one. And this one. And both of those. Okay. And the bottom of the deck, you do have the Ace of Earth, Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles is about abundance, new abundance, fullness. So I like this. It's a positive. It feels very positive energy. We'll start off with that. And put these like this. This is underlying energy here. All right, let's get some more deets on what is coming in here at MBB. So you've got two cards that are separate over here, which you got Knight of Earth, which is the slowest moving knight out of them all. So it feels like it does bring abundance. It just feels like it doesn't move fast enough for you here. But I also like the other card that came out with it, which is the Elder Fire, which is the King of Wands. But the speed of things does lie in your hands. Because underneath the Knight of Earth, you actually have the Knight of Fire, too. So I'm sorry, under the Ace of Earth, you have the Knight on Fire, right? The Knight of Fire, the Knight on Fire, Knight of Wands, which is the exact opposite of the Knight of Earth. So it's like the speed of things depends on your energy. And what I mean by that is when we um, higher vibration is fast energy, lower vibration, slow energy, right? Anchors that slow things down. So if I focus on fear, if I focus on what I hate, lower vibrational energy, if I focus on want, if I focus on need, those are lack energies, wanting and needing, because it's like I'm focusing not on what I do have, I'm focusing on what I don't have. I need this, I want that. That energy pushes things away, it slows things down. But when I focus on have energy, higher vibration of unconditional love and joy and laughter and play and expansion and peace and gratitude for what I have and what I have had, then that is higher vibration. And that's what speeds things up. It also draws in things that match that energy instead of that energy, right? So I like that the Elder of Fire, the King of Wands, holds the Ace of Wands, which is I control what I draw to me by what I focus on. So good energy with that. So there's great possibilities that are in your hands this weekend. Let's get an idea here. You've got two cards and two cards and two cards, and then two cards underneath, which is the energy that's running below the surface. And we'll look at those first. So you've got the Fool card, which is beginning of a new adventure, something free from expectations, but also think of like a child's energy. It's full of possibilities, like anything could happen. And that's that whole King of Wands energy. There's so many opportunities of what you can draw to you, but it depends on what you draw to you, right? That's what this other card is here. Yep, Eight of Earth, Eight of Pentacles. does represent putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears, the apprentice turning into the master. It's also the progression where you start to see some fruits of your labor that you've been doing. And so we like this energy here, but definitely feels like reaching a pinnacle and starting a new adventure full of a lot of possibility below the surface here. Your first two cards, yeah, I feel like this is something that has happened recently. You got the Tower card, the Five of Wands. Tower card is about, something hitting the tower, lightning bolt hitting the tower, which burns it down and it creates space for something new to come in. Something that's more in alignment with your higher self. It clears a clog, it clears an obstacle out of your pathway that allows you to move towards something more in alignment with your higher self. And the Five of Wands is this energy of drama and conflicting energy that transforms. So something that felt like, um, it would be like, oh my gosh, the tower's on fire, but the tower was a condemned tower. You couldn't live in it. It had rats. The gas leaked. The water sewage didn't work. The roof leaked. All this stuff where it was condemned. And now that the uh, lightning bolt has come and burned it down, they moved all the rubble away, and the insurance guy shows up and goes, "You had great insurance. We're going to replace four towers because that last remaining tower was what was left of a castle. That was the outside wall, and then the castle had already been destroyed too." It's like you get this whole thing replaced, and you're like, "What?" And this is the kind of energy that's here is realizing that things don't happen to us, they happen for us. Whatever this, and I feel like it's already happened, but it's something big, significant change is something being moved out of your life, whether people, situations, whatever. But it's creating this opportunity for this weekend. So all that stuff has led up to this weekend, right? Yeah, I love it. So you have the Eight of Swords, which is a good flowy card of that you've been realizing a lot of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have made you feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted and small and powerless, right? But here's the 10 of Pentacles. This is bringing in this abundance. The work that you've done, again, like with the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, you've done the work in the physical world. You've done the work on your mental thoughts and stories. And that's what's going to allow you to have this great possibility of abundance that comes in and leads you towards abundance that I feel like with that Eight of Pentacles, like you see fruits of your labor and whatever you've been focusing on, um, and putting energy into, and here it comes. The 10 of Pentacles is this abundance feeling. Yeah. And you got the High Priestess and the Justice. So, you've had a little bit of time to yourself, like with the High Priestess card, that has allowed you time to go into the High Priestess temple, you go away from the chaos, you connect to the higher realms, you dive deep into your emotions, the hidden is revealed, and the Justice card is the balancing of the mind. You're seeing things from a higher perspective, from a place of higher vibration, unconditional love, seeing the big picture, and letting go of small t truths rooted in fear, transforming it into wisdom and knowledge. And so you've done a lot of reflection that's here, looking at a lot of your fears. And here comes this abundant feeling, but it's being aware of where you're focusing your energy each moment. Whatever you focus the most on is what you draw towards you. Again, be aware of lack, energies of want and need, and focus on have energy and have had energy of gratitude. You'll see a big difference and a big change that comes in with that too. We'll also pull an Ostara Oracle here for you, find out what else they want you to know about your weekend and pretty much spring too, because that's what it is, spring equinox, introducing it here. And then we'll also give you a after dinner mint. So let's take a look here. What else do they want you to know about this weekend and spring? There we go. So you've got hot cross buns. I love it. And card number 20. This is not a warning, but a caution for what lingers. So let's take a look here. Keywords are good health, protection from evil, and cycles of life. So hot cross buns may now be a common Easter tradition, but have their roots in celebration of the goddess um, Est- Estre, for which Easter is named. The four sections created by the cross represent both the four moon cycles and the four seasons, with the cross in the center representing rebirth after a long winter. Hot crust buns are also associated with good health and protection from illness. They store especially well, so a batch would always be kept to hang in the kitchen for protection and given to those who fell ill. Many believed the cross on top of the buns had holy powers and used them as cure-alls to treat most diseases. So, this card has appeared to urge you to make your health and spiritual protection a bigger priority. Support yourself by clearing and cleansing and establishing a protection ritual that can go a long way towards managing stress and overwhelm. This card may also symbolize a need to be more mindful about some external influence currently surrounding you. Something or someone is directing energy towards you that may be causing you to experience emotions or thoughts that are not actually your own or influencing you in negative ways that you're not yet aware of, right? So someone focusing on the lower vibrational stuff and having you point to that, you're like, mm-mm, I get to choose. You can choose whatever you want, but I get to choose that I'm going to focus my mindsets, my emotions, my energy, my actions on higher vibration. Likewise, if you have asked about a person, then receiving this card is a sign to take caution in your interactions with them moving forward. If you've asked about whether or not you should move forward with an idea or opportunity, then consider taking additional time before making a choice. If possible, waiting at least a week before coming to a decision. Right. So take that as it resonates there for you. And then I feel like we want to pull an affirminators card here for you. All right. What else do they want you to know about this weekend? Okay, here we go. You've got clarity. I like it. And it says, stopping to listen to my inner self, I can easily separate my intuition from my mental chatter. The clarity of my intuition is a sweet, simple fruit that tastes familiar. And the mental chatter is a confusing, bitter rind that I shall peel off and chunk into the garbage or compost heap if your mental chatter happens to be organic. I love that. So that's what they have for you, MBB. Hopefully that resonated there for you. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we are here to our final donation. Let me grab my emails here. So, ChloeJade, let me bring that up here. Bring that here. Save a couple here. Okay. Let's see. What did you say here? Oh, I know. I know. That you it's I wish there was a way I could, allow just the people who had readings to be able to chat, but I haven't figured that out yet. I don't think that's available on YouTube, but I would love that. But thank you. Thank you for uh, your comment on my shirt. All right. And then, okay, so let me just make this bigger so my old man eyes can see it here. There you go. All right. Yeah, definitely. Elevating and growing spiritually, manifesting more than you ever knew you could. Isn't it amazing? Um, okay. So you lost your fiance and he is with you and leaves you lots of signs. It's special. Oh, I like that. But you have to start new beginnings. So you've done a lot of work. You feel like you're finally breaking free of it and focus on working more on building your business and want to know. So if the cards show you moving to a new house or new townhome and changes like that. Okay. All right, ready to change a job. All right, absolutely. So we'll take a look here. So first we'll look in just specifically into a new house or townhouse. Okay. And then any other changes coming thy way. Okay. Something below the surface here. And we'll take these two. Yeah, we got the Seven of Pentacles as your overall energy on the bottom of the deck. So such a fitting energy for what you're talking about, because that is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. But there's also, it's a card of, at some point when we've been having the same orchard for a lot of time in our life, then we're like, I'm ready for a change. I'm ready to sell that orchard, but what am I wanting to plant? What am I wanting to go to? What am I wanting that to look like? Is it avocado so I can make guacamole, or, what is it? And it's this energy of discovering the fruit that we have there too. So um, I like that energy that's there. It's interesting that that's Eve with a snake and a fox. So your fiance is here going, I'm the fox. So I feel like they will bring you messages through animals a lot, I feel. That's just a side little ha 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 from them. Um, okay, so are you going to be moving to a new location, like a new home, new townhome? Let's take a look here. All right. Yeah, you have the Queen of Wands energy, which is, yeah, you hold the power. There's no wrong choice. But be aware of the Seven of Swords, which are your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that, would cheat you out of new opportunities. And because of stubbornness, this is them, of course, they're here talking to you too. Stubbornness, you know, doesn't always have to be everything on the list. Open up your mind, allow yourself to go. I like that, little sassy energy that they have there. But don't let your fears stop you from moving forward. Because you're the queen of fire, you're the queen of wands. You've got a great connection to the spirit world. If you're unsure of something, just ask them for clarity. Hey, can you make this a no-brainer, decision? Give me some information that just makes it like, okay, yeah, not doing that, I'm doing that. And you can ask that of them. But don't get stuck in your mind. Close your eyes, open your heart, follow your heart, right? So there is possibilities for you to move there. Let's see what else on here. Yeah, the Four of Air. Underlying energy around that question, Four of Swords, which is peace of mind. Put your mind at rest. Again, this is get out of your head. Follow your heart. Where's your joy taking you? And follow that. If you want to move somewhere else, different city, different country, what is it that you're wanting to do, right? Let's see what else they bring in here. You got the Strength card. You have all the strength and all the power. This is the Leo fire energy. Again, this spark. Yeah, Three of Air, Three of Swords, heartbreak and disappointment. Don't let fears, that's what's great about courage. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's doing something even though you have fear, right? So you have the strength, you have the courage to be able to go forward. Nothing can stop you, you know. You know that. And then you have the Queen of Air. So you have the Queen of Wands, you have the Queen of Air, the balance between the head and the heart. And that's an interesting energy here, too, in the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is two different locations, balancing two things of the outside world, and there's this balancing energy of both of those cards. But there's like this little message here of the queen. I mean, the mind, when it's in control, it does existing things. We feel like we're existing. It's supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, must be, bleh, right? Boring. But in the beginning, it bullies the heart in a way. It confines it, going, no, 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 we can't have you lead. Um, I'm the one that's leading because they were put in charge when our brain started to develop, and it pushed our heart down into the basement because it's like, you're too unstable. People don't like it when you cry or when you throw a tantrum. You can laugh, but let's be safe. Let's put you down here in the subconscious. And I'm going to roll for a while, right? And then we forget that they're down in the basement, and our mind is the one that's ruling over our lives, take us into places that are safe. And we feel in control, and it's existing energy. And then we're like, wait a minute, the heart is finally is like, I've had enough. I'm breaking out of the cellar, and the heart wants to live, not exist. And when we are able to give our heart a seat at the table, then our mind is like, oh, I don't have to lead. And we actually go, we're going to let the heart lead. And then the mind is like, oh, okay. It doesn't get butthurt because it doesn't have emotions. It like, okay, well, if you're in charge, I will support you. And then it'll start supporting our heart's dream instead. And I feel like that's what's coming in here. The important thing of remembering that and allowing your heart to have the lead. Let's see what else is under here with these four cards. You got the Elder of Earth, the King of Pentacles. I like that energy, the wisdom that comes with the King of Pentacles, who tells us, he learns it from the Four of Pentacles, which is, when I define my worth by relationships, situations, and things, then I feel unstable because all those things are unstable, right? People of all kinds, all relationships, lovers, friends, family, coworkers, or whatever. People change, people walk away, and obviously people pass away, right? So when we define ourselves by partnerships, then we feel unstable because that's unstable. And then situations like our jobs, our education, even our location, right? Um, Never stay the same. So when we define ourselves by that, then we're unstable. And then things, our bank accounts, our bodies, our possessions, all that, you know, blows up, burns down, deteriorates, stolen. So it the big wisdom that the King of Pentacles, the Elder of Earth here teaches us is, when I grow tired enough of the instability and the temporariness and, of the outside world, then I turn inward and upward, and there it is, the eternal unconditional love of the high realms, the only stable thing in this realm. Eternal, that's forever. That's pretty stable. Unconditional, right? No conditions. Nothing you can do to lose it, nothing you have to do to earn it. It's unconditional. Two solid things, and that solid foundation just allows us to feel that. And that's when you're talking about your, growth, um, and spiritual growth that you've done, because you turned inward and upward and you're finding that solid foundation. So the fears, like they were talking about here, that will come up, and, we don't get rid of them all overnight. We still have those things that come up, and like, what if, what if, what if? And we're like, oh, you know what? It doesn't matter what happens in the outside world. I will always be priceless. When we define ourselves by the outside world, that's retail price, right? We end up on the blue light special Kmart clearance rack. But when we turn it in or upward, then we have that pricelessness. And I like that energy here. It's like there's always change. Like, the whole thing was like, is things going to be changing? Always. There's always change in the outside world. But the only unchanging thing is this beautiful power of who we are. Right? You have temperance. Things are always unfolding. Things are always going back and forth. The tempering is alchemy. Things are always evolving and changing. The gold is being formulated in your life, and just trust timing, divine timing, right? Got the page of water. So it's the self love that's evolving from you, the shell that she has. The page of cups is seeing our self love in a different way. And again, as you turn inward and upward and you're raising that love vibration of the chalice of what you are, it just changes how you perceive the world, because when you're finding and getting full emotionally, mentally, energetically, physically, even from within, then when whatever the world gave us before always felt like it was lacking at some point. But when we get filled from the inside, because that's what we've been looking for all this time, then we become a chalice that fills up and overflows. And then what anyone else gives me, instead of falling short and being lacking, it's above and beyond extra. So it really transforms your world from a place of lack to a place of abundance and extra and overflow. So I love all this for you. And then you end with your tarot anyway here with the Sun card. Abundance, big, big energy. It's one of the most abundant, successful cards. And it does shine that brightness. You got the Leo card, strength energy, and then you got the Sun card, Leo. So you got all this Leo energy that's coming in, which is shining bright. Um, don't ask permission to shine. You don't need to defend your decisions or your choices. It's your life. You have to live it. And so go where you want to go, be who you want to be with whoever you want to be with. Um, they don't get butt hurt anymore. That's funny, anymore. Let's see what your Ostara card is here. What else do they want you to know here? Little special message from the fox. None of those. All right, here we go. So you have the Easter egg hunt. What you seek may not be what is seeking you. Perhaps a shift is what is needed. Yep, here we go. This is the change, right? There is change afoot. Card number 11, if 11 means something for you. This is about searching for answers, seeking guidance, and looking in unexpected places. So the answer to your question is hiding just under your nose. You may have passed it many times in your haste, or through attempting to look in a place you deem more desirable. Take a look again, and you might find it hiding there in plain sight, or you may need to look in the area less traveled. Perhaps the biggest rewards are waiting for you in a place most people have avoided. There is an easy and rewarding path forward for you, even a new era waiting peacefully to be discovered. But a different cycle comes with fresh challenges and will require unfamiliar things from you. This is your chance to think outside the box, searching for answers in unrelated or unexpected places. You may need to find people or experiences that awaken your inner magic and inspire you to be bigger than you are. Or perhaps you can be that person for yourself, choosing to motivate yourself in a way you've never done before. This card also guides you to remain curious, ask questions, seek new adventures, and look for deeper meanings. The more you ask, the more you'll learn, and each Easter egg of knowledge offers either a deeper understanding of your hidden potential or a piece of information to help you in your endeavors. Wow, I love that. And then for your after dinner mint, I feel like a guardian angel card is calling out here for you. So let's see what your message is here. So you got your guardian angel. And dreams is your message. And it says, this is a wondrous time of healing and positive transformation. As you said, embrace life each moment and keep focused on your dreams. Retain the purity of your vision and you will draw success to you. All you ever wished for Even that which seemed a distant dream is about to manifest. Wow. I love that message. So hopefully that helps there, my dear. Thank you again for your donation. And sorry that you couldn't interact via chat. All right. So many blessings. All right. So thank you guys for your patience in getting to the free readings. These, like I said, will be faster because these are 1 to 2 card readings for the free readings. So we'll start with the 3 of my YouTube channel members for their free readings. Let me just bring them down here. And then we'll dive into all the other free readings. We will do those tonight as well. All right. Let's give this another shuffle and let me take a sip of my tea. All right. So lucky, lucky, lucky. I'm so sorry. If I had noticed you had this, I would have done it in our other session. So you left a message today for Mr. Monaco. What will the outcome be? Will he ask you out? All right. Let's take a look here. What will the outcome be? Okay. So there is a lot of fire here. You got the 4 of Wands, which is joy, and the Page of Fire, which is, of course, new passion, new action. So definitely, this would tell me, yes, that they will ask you out. And I feel like it's not like it's going to be quick because this fire energy is very action, passion, attraction, go, 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 movement, movement, action, 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 like I said. So yeah, joy. They liked that they got a message, and there is this um, movement of asking you out with that there. So easy breezy, short and easy with those 2 cards. Right? That's what they have for you, Lucky. So many blessings to you. And then Nadine D, hello, hello. A little future outlook and guidance. All right, let's see what Spirit wants you to know. What do you need to know about the future here? Okay. So, all right. So we've got the 4 of Water, the 4 of Cups, and the Knight of Fire, the Knight of Wands, fastest moving horse and action. And so you can look at the 4 of Cups, the 4 of Water, like, you know, you have a great emotional experience that brings you to a new level of emotional balance. But after a while, it starts to feel stagnant. It starts to feel boring. It starts to feel unfulfilling. And then that is what sparks us to make change because we become stagnant and too comfortable in a situation where we're just kind of existing. And this Night of Fire is about take action, step out of the box, step out of the comfort zone. It's time to fly. It's time to experience something new. And there is this energy of following your passion, following your heart, following your joy with this Night of Fire too, because we can become kind of stagnant because we fear. No, it's better to know the devil better to be with the devil we know than to find a new devil we don't know. And it's like, no, this is a empowerment. This is about action and movement and living instead of existing. So I feel like whatever you're wanting to know about this guidance for the future, it's like, um, close your eyes, open your heart, follow your passion, and get out of your head around the fears of, well, what if, supposed to be, should be, need to be, fear, fear, fear. It's like, what are we waiting for to live our dream and live our lives to die? In our current world. That's why I moved into doing what I'm doing back in 2020 when the plague hit. Because I'm like, what am I waiting for? I'm going to, go, go, go. So I like that. So that is what they have for you there, Nadine. So hopefully that helps. Many blessings to you. All right. And then um, Cherry Blossom, you are up next. So what can you expect in April? Um, and can you have a fortune cookie? Sure, we can throw a fortune cookie in there. Normally those are for donations, but because you're a YouTube channel member, we can throw one in there for you, since we'll just do a couple cards for your question there. I know. Cookies. All right. So what can you inspect in April? So what does spirit feel you need to know on that, right? So you have the 10 of air, the 10 of swords, and the 2 of water, too. 2 of cups. So when you get the 10 of air, the 10 of swords is about letting go of expectations. It's like I'm sick and tired of trying to live up to all these rules and supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's. I'm done. I'm just tired of being disappointed, feeling disappointed, or having people disappointed in me. I've been trying to live up to everyone's expectations and all this, and I'm done. I've had it up to here, right? And this has to do with relationships because of the 2 of cups. So it's the whatever expectations and rules and all that around relationships. You're just like, I'm tired. It's exhausting. And it is. That's what the 9 of swords is, the nightmare and insomnia card. It's like we're so exhausted. We're so close to letting go. And the 9 is really the number of endings, but the 10 is I'm out the door. I'm done trying to live up to everyone's expectations. And I'm tired of having expectations on others and have them disappoint me all the time. I'm releasing myself from prison in the rules, and I'm releasing everyone else too. So we're all gonna, be able to go with the flow and and flow with life. And I like that, coming in here because that's where freedom comes. When we focus on expectations, we're focusing on what's not happening, like in a relationship. They're not doing this, they're not doing this, the relationship isn't bringing me this, I'm not doing this, I'm not bringing this, I don't feel this way, this isn't happening. And the more we focus on what's not happening, the more of that not happening happens because we're growing that. That's our energy focus. When we switch it, and the 2 of cups is a power of emotional choice. When I stop focusing on lower vibrational emotions, I start focus on higher vibrational emotions like gratitude for what I do enjoy in my relationships with others, then what I'm enjoying grows instead of more not happening, right? So there's a great freedom energy in April that's just really going, you know what? I am just going to go with the flow and let people be them. Um, and I like that. I haven't read it yet, but there's this great book called Let Them by Mel Robbins. And I actually have it on my shelf to read. I just got it like this week. But I follow her on Instagram and she has a lot of quotes and stuff she talks about. It's beautiful release energy of, people are going to treat you this way, let them. You can't change them anyway, but you get to decide on how much they're going to be in your life or not. But the more you release people and accept them for where they're at, our relationship does change with them. And we stop taking their actions personally, realizing their actions aren't about me. And it's a great transformational type of energy that's coming in there. I like it. So that's one thing they want you to know for April. And then let's see here. We'll give you a fortune cookie from the Affirminators. Let's see what they have here for you. What else do they want you to know? Yep. Generosity. I give generously to those around me, no matter how much or how little I have. I know there is more than enough to go around, and that the key is to allow it to keep going around without stopping. If I stop the flow, I'm like the one person at the stadium who doesn't do the wave. I like that. So just giving, just giving. I like that. Not waiting for other people to give to me first, right? I'm going to give. And then that keeps the flow happening. So I love that for you, Cherry Blossom. And that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All righty. Let me bring over the other free readings here, some of them here. Again, thank you guys so much for your patience in getting to these. Okay, and that one Okay. So up first, we do have Bonita. So you submitted your state exam this week. Oh, will you pass it? All right, let's take a look here. All right, well, those are your cards. Let's see what we got here. All right. So you've got the Four of Swords, which is peace of mind. I like that card. And then the Knight of Earth, the Knight of Pentacles. This is the slowest moving knight out of them all. Um, so I feel like that you do pass it here with that Four of Swords. It's like putting your mind at rest. It's like look at them passed out on top of this mountain. Rest and relaxation. So I love that. You can finally rest. And this Night of Earth, I just feel like well, one, it probably feels like it's taken forever to get to this point, right? But also, this is like, I feel like the results are delayed a little bit. And you're like, oh my God, they were supposed to be up already. But I feel like they're just delayed a day or two. So just know that, you know, um, the delay, I think Mercury retrograde, it just feels like something technically, it just kind of the website goes down or whatever, however you're supposed to look for your results. It's like it's just a little delayed and it takes a little bit more time. But it felt very positive for you there. So congratulations there, Bonita. I like it. All right. So many blessings. And then Patricia, you survived St. Patty's. Yay. I'm so glad. You skipped the family drama gathering. I like that. So you're just like, you know what? I'm just going to stay to myself. And then a general for the weekend. All right. You're so funny. What does Spirit wants you to know about the weekend here? Okay. All right. I like it. You have the Two of Earth here, the Two of Pentacles. And there's this choice, the Two of Pentacles, of two places that you get invited to, or choices that you can go to. The 10 of Fire, the 10 of Wands is an interesting energy because on one hand, it can feel like a burden. And on the other hand, it can be harvest. Because if someone, with carrying all these baskets, we can either go, oh my God, you're carrying so much. What a burden you have. Or we can be like, wow, look at all the harvest you have. But I feel like this is like there's two choices, kind of like you were talking about with choosing not to go to the drama. That would be the 10 of Wands burden, right? And I feel like this weekend there's an opportunity. You can go to some place that makes you feel like, wow, this would be great. And then the obligation, but it's like you get to own your energy and you can be like, you know what? It's my life to live. I'm going to go do this other thing. And I feel like that's the energy that they have coming in here is I love the empowerment of going, no, I'm just going to do me. And I feel like that's this weekend too. They're like, it's great energy for you. And to do that. Um, don't feel guilty about, oh, I didn't do that last weekend. I should at least go to this party. Go, no, you know what? I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. And I ain't. So that's what they have for you, Patricia. So hopefully that resonates. Many blessings to you. And then content, you want to know, will Taurus text you this weekend? All right, based on current energies. Okay, I do want that one and that one. Okay. Will they text you? So you got the Lovers card and the Two of Cups. The two cards that represent relationships or, with people. It doesn't need to mean romantic, but yes. I feel like they will. There's definitely this relationship energy that's here. So yeah, I mean, very clear message there. So yes. So many blessings, content. All right. And then Ateshi Singh. Hello, hello. When will SSP contact you? Let's take a look here. What will Spirit tell you about this here? Okay, no, none of those. What else? When? Okay. Ugh. Whenever we get a patience card, right? That we got the temperance. That's the ever slow unfolding energy of God only knows, right? Divine timing. Things are unfolding. But whenever we get a patience card, it's also things are happening slow for us to give us an opportunity to look at things right. And we've got the Eight of Water, the Eight of Cups, which is all about walking away from emotions and relationships that don't serve us anymore to move us into something more in alignment with our heart, something more that feels like a dream come true. I feel like you've been very patient with this Temperance card and maybe almost on the verge of too patient, if that resonates for you. But this Eight of Cups is this, realizing uh, I I kind of explain it or the how spirit explained it to me, which made sense to me. It's like doing an emotional inventory where you invest in your emotional energy. Right? We invest energy in pushing emotions down from our earlier childhood, 7 years old and younger, even back into the womb. And because we didn't know what to do with those emotions. And so it takes energy to hold that down. So doing self-reflection on emotions and triggers that are coming up that we can transform till we don't have to push them down anymore, that energy of pushing down returns to us, right? And then also realizing relationships where we're over giving, like we're the one giving 70, 80, 90% of the emotional energy into something and someone consistently only giving 10, 20, and 30%, right? That we're the life support system keeping it alive and maybe it's ready to go. Maybe it's ready to go to the other side, right? To release it. And so you can back off to only give 50% and see if the relationship drifts away. And that can be this relationship with SSB or many others too. But all that energy comes in because when we have an empty or almost overdrawn emotional bank account, our heart doesn't draw in relationships and because it's like we don't have room for another heart to feed another heart. So it will keep us emotionally bankrupt on bringing in something because we're investing all this emotional energy in places already that are like black holes. They're not bringing us back. They're poor investments because we're giving so much and we're getting back so little. It's like I deserve equal return on investment of my emotional energy. And I kind of feel like that's what they're saying. You've been very patient. I feel like it's going to be a while with all that. And it's happening for you to really look at it and go, you know what? Maybe it is time to release. And that'll allow you space and the emotional energy to invest in someone that is willing to be a, you know, equal um, giving and receiving of the emotions. So I know, I'm sorry, Ateshi, but that's what they have for you right now. So hang in there. Many blessings to you. All righty. And then we have Nelia Medeiros. Hello, hello. Thank you for your donations earlier. Message from your guardian angels. Well, we just happen to have guardian angel cards here. So, and here's two cards. So let's give you these messages. The first one, and here's the beautiful picture of these guardian angels. Your first one is called invitation. I'm sorry for the little shadow there. It says, "We, your guardian angels, ask you to invite us into your heart. Talk to us at any time. Share with us your fears and your concerns, as well as your joys and your pleasures. There's no need to be formal, for we've known you since before the dawn of time. In fact, we know you better than you know yourself, and we love you just as you are." Wow, I love that. And then your other message is courage. And that says, "Dare to be different, to make mistakes. Create, for it is in creation that you exist. In this world of dreams that stem from the eternal heart, you are one with all creation. All is possible. Go forth and be true to yourself. For it is only through being true to you that you can be true to others. Wow, I love those. So those are your messages. So many blessings, Nelia. All right. And then we have Lola. So Lola, um, so you would like help in finding the name of the person that you're thinking of. Interesting. The name of the person that you're thinking of. Hmm. So let's take a look here. Help in the name. Alrighty. Well, we have Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Wands, the Six of Fire. And it's interesting here. So it feels like feminine energy, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, equal attraction. It almost feels like here, and maybe this will help, but I feel like it's someone that your mother knew, and there was maybe someone, I don't know if this was an old boyfriend or a love or someone, but I feel like the name has to do with someone that your mother actually had a crush on, whether it's a movie star or it was a real person in the physical. I mean, their movie stars are real people in the physical world, but I mean, like someone that was actually in her physical environment, not someone she wished would have been in her physical environment. But I feel like it was a crush, um, or kind of energy, if that makes sense, if that resonates there for you. But I do feel like it's um, something like that. It's funny. I don't know why this E and then immediately Eric Estrada came came to mind, like from what was it? California Highway Patrol, Chips, right? The old movie Chips. So maybe Eric, or something along those lines, or maybe it's the actor who played that. Or Eric Estrada was the actor who played. That was his name. It was Poncherello was the character he played. Anyway, I hope some of that helps there, Lola. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we have Marie Jones up next. Let me bring these other ones down closer here. So, Marie, hello, hello. So, what can you expect in April? All right, let's take a look here. What can you expect in April? Let me shuffle these up again here. What can you expect in April? Okay, so let's take a look at this one and this one. So, what do they want you to know about April? All right. Well, April feels like it slows down. I know. You're like, which is good. I mean, I can't believe it's here March 21st already this year. I'm like, where did the last 3 months go? But the night of Earth is the slowest moving night out of all the nights. And so that is the slow, patience kind of energy, right? But the page of air, the page of swords is clarity. And whenever we get like a slow moving card, a patience card, what we call them, right? It gives us an opportunity to raise our vibration. It gives us an opportunity because it's slowing down things not rushing into us. So if I happen to have a fear or a trigger, something that I'm focusing on that's drawing lower vibrational energy to me, the Knight of Pentacles slows it all down, gives me time to see it with this Page of Swords from a different perspective. It brings clarity, allows me to transform that, and I'm raise my vibration. This thing starts drifting away. and I start drawing in something that's more in alignment with my higher vibration and what I'm wanting. Whether that's relationship or situation like job or, anything along those lines, this is a change. Things slow down to give you a different perspective so that you release some of these fears and triggers that allow you to move forward and experience something that you wouldn't have experienced before. So, time of reflection in April. And the more you look at it, the more you focus on it and transform the story in your head around whatever this lower vibrational thing has been gnawing at you. It brings you freedom and it brings you release, and then it draws in something higher, like I said. So I like that for you. So that's a little piece for you, Marie. So many blessings to you. April's, of course, a lot more. Of course, I did put out we got the Aries Sun season video that was out. Um, and that'll give you from March 20th to April 20th, and then also equinox readings for each element that give you from March 20th to summer or winter on the southern hemisphere, but till June 20th. So 3-month forecast. If you want to check those out too, you might get some more clarity too. All right, so that's what they have for you, Marie. So many blessings to you. And then love is the most powerful force in the universe. Thank you for your donation earlier. And you'd like for your free reading, you wanted a general reading. So let's take a look here and see what else does Spirit want you to know here. Okay, let's add this. What can you know right now? Okay. So with the 7 of air and the 9 of air, both of these, of course, air is about thoughts and beliefs and thinking. And both of these are, I would call them like obstacle cards. If you think about like let's say the 8 of swords, you got 4 on each side. There's this beautiful flow in the middle, right? But then when you get like the 9 or the 7, there's a big thought obstacle in the middle that happens for us, because when it's right here in front of us, we can't get around it until I question it, until I look at it. And that just means I feel like they're just spirits wanting to know that these triggers that have been coming up, this mental conflict, or that could be projected as conflict with things in the outside world or a person in the outside world, that it's designed as a mirror to bring this up so that I can question it, transform it, and release myself from it. And it allows more flow. It allows us to go to a new level. So all this conflict, this mental conflict that could be um, conversation conflict and communication, conflict with communication and arguments or disagreements, are for us to face our fears so we can release ourselves from it and be able to move forward. So I feel like it's like a message of explanation, right? Explaining that, okay, the stuff that's been happening isn't happening to you, it's actually happening for you to set you free. So I feel like that's the message they want you to know right now for your general reading. So hopefully that helps. So thank you again so much. Many blessings to you. All right, just got a couple more. Hang in there, everybody. So, Tonia Fallon, hello, hello. And you're new. Thank you for being a new subscriber. And so you're going through a custody battle. Oh, I'm so sorry. The fun. What an adventure, right? And you don't know what your guides want you to know at this time of difficulty. Okay, yeah. Let's find out what they want you to know right now. I know that's a hard thing for a parent to really face, because it's like, especially for moms, because it's like it's a piece of you, right? I mean, so much. I get it. So let's see what they want you to know right now. All right. So you've got the Ace of Swords and you've got the 9 of Pentacles. So the Ace of Swords, it's the an ace of air. It's about clarity. It's about seeing things from a different perspective and clarity coming into the situation. The 9 of Earth, the 9 of Pentacles, it is a card of abundance. It's a card of independence. Um, and so I do feel it is a positive energy. Both of these cards, an ace is a positive card, and the 9 of Pentacles is an abundance card. So I feel like on one hand, they want you to know, just, know that it's going to turn out um, perfectly, that what's best for you and them and children. And sometimes that doesn't mean it's going to go exactly 100% our way, but we can trust that it's going to be the perfect for me in this moment. It's perfect for everyone in the moment. What the result happens. And I know that's like, well, wait a minute, but this Ace of Swords is about gaining clarity around this 9 of Pentacles. The 9 is like a hermit. It's the in the major arcana, it's the hermit card. So the nines are hermity energy, which is about being alone, and the earth energy, of course, is the physical world. So this is about being alone in the physical world. But swords are also our thoughts and the stories and the fear that's below the surface. Everything that happens in our life happens for us, even though sometimes it's hard for our human to go, how is this custody battle for me? It's hard to see that. And I know when you're going through it, it is. It's like everything we go through. When we're up to crap valley, up to our nose, we're like, how is this? This doesn't smell pretty. How is this good for me? Right. But when we're on the other side of things and we look back on our lives, we can see what we learned through something, what we learned about our fears, what we learned about in our life. And it's like, what's below the surface? We have time to question and go, what am I fearing? Well, I'm fearing that my children are going to be taken away from me, that I'm not going to have custody, right? That's our fear. And then we're like, okay, well, what do I fear that means, right? What means then that means I'm not a good parent, or that my children are going to hate me, or that people are going to think I'm a failure, and blah, 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 right? Whatever comes up, it's just like write out all the fears, get them out from the darkness into the light and go, what am I fearing? And as you get to the root of it, you just keep asking, and what am I fearing about that? What am I fearing about that? Ultimately, most things in our human adventure, we it comes down to the fear of rejection, right? The fear of not being good enough, the fear of not being lovable, the fear of failure, the fear of a painful death. But ultimately, it's the fear of rejection at the core. And when we realize that anything in the outside world doesn't define me, I define me. Even though we're taught all this stuff was supposed to mean this, it doesn't mean I get to define what everything means. And really getting to the root and really getting it out of the darkness and seeing the fears, we start to see the fears falling apart, going, well, this would never be the case, and this would never be the case. And like, even if, I don't have any contact with my children, when they're 18, they can come find me because they're not restricted anymore. It's like, it's only temporary. This life is only temporary. Anything is only temporary. And we're so much stronger than we realize. And I feel like that's the kind of energy. It's like realizing that we're not on an out of control drama train that's about to leap off the tracks and explode, that in every situation, there's a gift for us. That's why it's happening, because life doesn't happen to us, it happens for us. And when I realize the lesson, when I realize what I'm needing to learn about myself in this mirror of a situation, when I'm set free from it, and I set myself free from it, and then I'm grateful for the journey, I'm grateful for the gift, then things change, things transform. But I feel like it's a little tidbit that they'd like you to know for now. I know that's a lot, but I'm glad you found the channel. You have a ton of Zen friends here. You're not alone. And if you have more questions, um, I'm here on Friday nights, Saturday morning, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoons too. So um, you're welcome and to come in and ask as many questions as you. I mean, you get one free one per session, but come and ask as many questions as you would like, and hang in there. We send you lots of love, and you're not alone. Okay, right. So that's what they have for you, Tonia. And then, lastly but not leastly, we have. Oops, looks like they misspelled your name here. I'm so sorry. I think it corrected your name on the inside the chat, not chat, but the description box of the video. It's is that Jatin Basudev? I probably murdered that. My apologies. So you want to know, does Natisha have romantic feelings towards you? Oh, all right. Well, let's find out. All right. So let's take a look here. Based on current energies, let's see what's going on here. Nope, just that one. What else? Romantic feelings. Okay, and this one here. All right. Feelings revealed. What do we have here? All right. So we've got the Knight of Air here, the Knight of Swords. We also have the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Earth. Seven of Pentacles, that's like the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. And the Knight of Air is seeking clarity. I feel with this energy, this combination is, Natisha is not someone who's quick to move on emotions. She's very guarded. This Knight of Air, the Knight of thoughts and wanting clarity, she's been hurt before. And so she takes her time. Her heart is kind of kept in like uh, how you can create puppies in a puppy kennel. That's what her mind has done to her heart. It puts it in a kennel because when it ran wild, it got hurt before. So the brain is her thoughts and her mind, they're very in control of the heart, going, no, 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 no. We need to be able to know we trust someone. And we're going to take time. That's what this the Seven of Earth is about, taking time to really watch and to be able to see, do we trust them? Do we trust someone? Then we open our heart. I do feel like the heart has emotions because it's in the kennel going, yeah, 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 right? But it's not allowed to act on the emotions. They're in here going, nope, I've got to make sure first before I open my heart. So if you have romantic feelings towards them, it's about being consistent. It's about um, being transparent and being true and no lying, no nothing, right? I mean, it's about being real and consistent, but that's the thing, consistent, being real and being consistently real, and so they can see who you are. And if there's any inkling of hiding things or not being vulnerable or not being true, then where alarms go off and they're like, it just delays going, I need to see if this is a pattern. I need to see this, if that makes sense. So that's what they got for right now. So yeah, they do, but the heart can't act on it because it's not allowed yet. Anyway. All right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings. And thank you guys again so much for all the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. That shows me you're enjoying the readings. It helps spread the Zen love. So thanks for being part of the love tsunami. And I'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, and then tomorrow night too at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So until I see you guys again, remember every second of every day of your lives, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, hang in there and have fun, because why are we being so serious? All right. Love you guys. We'll see you soon.